How do you decide which machine learning algorithm to use? Well, the first point to remember is that this is not a decision made by a product manager. It's made by the data scientist. And the second point to remember is that there is never a single way of solving a problem in the machine learning world. There are always several algorithms that could fit, and you have to choose which one fits better. And so the focus of this section is to examine the popular algorithms available, what kind of problems they solve, and when to use which ones, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of each approach. So we'll focus firstly on the classical approaches, which is unsupervised and supervised learning. And under these approaches, we will look at things like regression, classification, clustering, and anomaly detection. And then we will look at other approaches like reinforcement learning and ensemble methods. And finally, we will look at neural nets and deep learning. And within each machine learning problem area, we will check out the popular algorithms and also delve into the considerations on when to use which one. So let's start at the highest level, where you have essentially four main directions you can head. And the first approach is classical machine learning, which would be appropriate if you have relatively simple data and clear features. And why do we call it classical? Well, because these approaches started in the 50s and 60s as pattern recognition, and most of these algorithms are based on statistics and probabilistic reasoning by measuring things like the distance between data points and the directions of vectors and the intensity of values. The second approach is reinforcement learning, and this works where you have no data, but you have an environment that you can interact with and learn from. And where quality is a real problem, you can explore approaches like the ensemble method, and we'll cover that in more detail later. And then finally, you would consider deep learning and neural networks, where you have complicated data and unclear features. So let's jump right in and get to know some of the algorithms involved. And that's what we'll do in the next lesson. See you soon.